In the city of York, spiritual crimes are especially prevalent. The agents of C tasked with solving these offenses are part of an elite squad called the Spirits and Curses Unit. These are their stories.
Get this all on there. Okay, there we go. Hello, folks. We are we are here this week, and we have a lovely guest. We have Raptor Shadow, the one who has
Hey,
actually made this the music or remixed the music to make it exactly what I need it to be, and it's perfect. And so we put it onto with our opening video, so it worked out great.
yay.
Um, and one thing that we were talking about, before putting the video on just now was donairs in the east coast of Canada. We have what we call donairs, which is really just it's just shaved meat in a pita with whatever toppings you want. Normally here it's tomatoes and onions and a sweet white sauce. Don't ask me why, but that's what we do. It's yummy. I will save my make till last. But we're gonna go and talk about what's our favorite way to have a donair, or what we call it where we are from. So yeah. Uh, I know that Hex just told us theirs. Audrey, would you like to tell us how you had your, or at least your first
I've
experience?
only ever had it
Yes.
once, and the one time I had it was as you described. No onions though, because I
Mm.
hate
Yeah,
onions.
same.
So tomato, that sweet white sauce, which again, don't know what it is, but it was absolutely freaking delicious. So that's the one time I've had it because I live in the middle of nowhere.
And that's the classic way. Like, I mean, most people will either have, yeah, just like either just tomatoes or sometimes even just onions or both together. Or when I was younger, I would just be like, I don't like either of those, so no tomatoes or onions, and just had whatever it was. But that was a naive time. I have upped my tastes. You'll see when we get to the end. Michael, what about yours? How do you like your
Yeah,
one?
so here in Adelaide, we more have the gyros, like the Greek style, but it's
Hmm.
the same kind of thing. But we have what is affectionately known as the AB. The I'm going to call it the atomic bomb because the other word's not so polite. And pretty much it is a container, like a styrofoam container of hot chips, or it's like English stuff, kind of like
Yeah.
thicker fries,
Oh, that
and
sounds
then
awesome.
the gyros or kebab meat, and then garlic sauce and tomato sauce and whatever else you put on it at 2 a.m. when you're drunk as a skunk.
I like that. The sound of that
And it's
version sounds
incredible.
so
It's
good.
incredible. It's a bit of a thing.
Ah, if I ever am down there, I will.
And it
I
looks
will.
as
D-
absolutely horrifying as the name suggests.
oh, good. And Hex, how about you? If you'd mind telling us again.
So there's two different ways that I'll have it depending on my mood. The first is that you get the shaved meat, and I'll usually do mixed, so a mix of beef and chicken, and I'll have the tabbouleh salad. I usually skip the tomatoes. I'll add cheese, and I'll have like they'll put lettuce and stuff and all that extra salad on there. And then I'll have mine with hummus, hot chili sauce, and garlic sauce. The other way that I have it is pretty much exactly the same, except I'll sometimes swap out the meat for falafel.
Ooh.
I love falafel.
Uh,
I love falafel so much.
So
My
good.
my mom makes it. Not my mom. Actually, no, my mom did make it too. But my wife also makes it. It's delicious when she makes falafel. But
Mhm.
I should tell her about that, and we'll probably try to do our own sometime soon because it's good.
It's an option that you get at a lot of the doner kebab stores that you get here. Is they'll give you, but basically falafel is the vegetarian option.
Nice.
But it's so good.
Good falafel is great. It's the masses of
Mhm.
places that make dry falafel that's not so great.
Well, it's
Oh,
because there's so many places that don't make their own mix. They just get a weird premix
Yeah.
and then they make it up, and they don't add enough moisture before deep frying it, which equals sadness. Oh my god, Pengu! Hello, you're here. You made it. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Oh no, that means
Thank you
people
for
watching.
coming.
There's
Oh.
no pressure. No pressure, I swear.
So all right, so mine oh, they're from Ireland. Hi, Pengu. Yo. So my way to have donair, as I said, the normal way to have it here for normal East Coasters, my way to have it is everybody hates me for it. They're like, Tyler, why? To the point that when I make my order, the best time, so in Vancouver, when I used to live in Vancouver on the West Coast, they still had donairs. They weren't as good, but they were donairs nonetheless, and sometimes you really want one. So I ordered one, and they called me. Like, I did my order online. They called me back and said, "Is this right? Like, do you want this?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's what I want." And they're like, "Oh, okay, it's on the way." And so there's some variant of that happens every time. This time around,
Right.
it also did, but not so much like, I called them on the phone anyway, and they were like, just to be clear, you want this, and this, and I was like, yep. And they're like, oh, okay. So what it was, so I have, we have the pita bread, you have the shaved meat, which we don't really know what it's made out of here, but it's meat and it tastes good. But they shave it.
You never ask about the
Yeah.
provenance of the kebab.
No. And then on top of that, I had them add pepperoni to it. And then I had them add no tomatoes or onions. So they did ask, they're like, so you want that? I'm like, nope, get that out of there. And then added extra cheese and green olives. And then the sweet white sauce. And that's what I ordered. And it's delicious. I have the weirdest taste
Unconventional,
buds,
but I can
I
I
love
can see
it.
it.
It's so good.
It'd be like a pepperoni olive pizza on a kebab.
Yeah, it pretty much was. It was kind of like almost a panzerotti, but like, donair. Which oddly enough, here in Nova Scotia, we have donair pizzas, and it's just they're pretty amazing.
Oh,
I love
I was
them.
gonna say, yeah, we get gyros pizzas here, which is
Nice.
just pizza with
Yep.
like lamb gyros
Mhm.
meat and garlic sauce.
Heck
Yep.
yeah! Oh my gosh.
Here in because I'm in Connecticut, our big thing is to put clams on a pizza,
Yeah.
but that's it. We don't we don't get fun things like that.
Odd.
It
I say
it
odd,
is.
but then Australians have Vegemite, so
It-
I really cannot talk.
I don't like the whole clam pizza thing, but it exists. It's
Yeah.
a thing that started in Connecticut. It's like, okay, guys.
Tyler, you're
Yeah.
Canadian. Can you
Yes.
please explain
Oh no.
clamato juice to me?
Shut
my
up!
God.
Okay, so all right.
Why does it exist?
So Okay, so if you knew me a while ago, I was someone that drank Caesars. That was my preferred drink, which was clamato juice and like Tabasco sauce, and my choice was gin rather than vodka because I hated vodka so much.
So
Um,
a
but
clammy Bloody Mary.
Bloody Marys are disgusting, so bad. I hate them. They're completely different. Here's the thing. In the states, a Bloody Mary is nothing like a Caesar. There's a bar right by my wife's family home, which I'll be there, and I'll take a photo when I'm in Connecticut and in this place, and I'll have a Bloody Mary, and I'll post it on Twitter. Just you wait, come August. But
Well, what's the difference between a Caesar and a Bloody Mary then?
Bloody Mary is just tomato juice and vodka or whatever it is, and there's usually no like spices put in,
Oh,
to my
really? Because in
knowledge.
Australia,
Yeah.
a Bloody Mary,
Yeah.
we put tomato juice,
Yeah.
vodka,
Uh-huh.
Tabasco, Worcestershire, and a little bit of salt and pepper.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Okay.
that's how I know a Bloody Mary.
That's-
So
Okay.
whatever places you've gone to that have done a Bloody Mary, they're doing it
which
completely
are
wrong.
just in the states where I was,
Yeah, I was
but
gonna say if you go to Maryland, they might put Old Bay in there, but
Yeah,
that's about
so-
the only difference.
here's the thing. It is an Irish place, and to my knowledge, at least here in Nova Scotia, it's made when they do at least Caesars, they'll do some sort of thing with actual potatoes, so it actually ends up having a potatoy flavor, and I'm like, why? But at the same time, that's probably like how it. I don't know if that's how it was originally done at some point, but
It's
Eh.
the Irish. You put potatoes and things.
but for myself, I currently, for the last little while, like since basically COVID, I've stopped. I don't drink anymore, so I'll have a virgin Bloody Mary when I'm at that bar, and it will be gross, but I'll do it
But-
for you.
But that's because apparently they don't make. Because I was gonna say,
Yeah,
I've
it sounds
always
like they
been
don't make it
really
right.
You don't have to subject yourself to that because
No,
it's
go
not
to- go
an
find a-
actual Bloody Mary.
And
Find a better bar.
so
You should have a Virgin Caesar.
yeah, that's what I'm just gonna do actually at home when like there
Yeah.
essentially, and essentially
but-
what I do what you basically said the Bloody Mary is. I basically do that but with clamato juice, except like all gin instead of vodka, and a lot of Worcester sauce and a lot of Caesar, which is just like, I don't know, just a lot of pepper
the
and
part
salt.
that
Yeah.
confuses me,
Uh-huh.
I just can't get over there being like big bottles of
Oh yeah. Oh, if you
clam
if you
juice
want
and tomato juice mixed and sold in stores. Like it just blows my mind.
Yeah, that
just
feels.
I
feels
will
wrong.
check the fridge. I believe I might have one in the fridge right now. I'm not sure if it is or if it's a V8. I don't know. I will double check, but it's a big ass it's a big ass container. It's the same thing to me. It's both red vegetable juice.
Pengu's
So, yeah,
mind, Pengu's mind is
Pengu.
starting to melt.
I'll be right
Pengu,
back. I'll go check.
just to fill you in, Pengu, clamato juice is clam juice and tomato juice mixed together and sold commercially, just like you would find standard tomato juice or V8 juice. And when somebody told me that this existed and that Canadians basically drink it like milk, I just
You thought it
was
a
like,
lie.
you what? And they have a go at us about Vegemite? What the
Listen,
heck?
I know clamato exists. I've never had it though. I'm like, no, please stay. I didn't realize it was that much of a thing up in Canada. I can stay up there. Not come any further south, please. Thank you.
I will admit, Tyler is the first Canadian that I've encountered that actually really drinks it.
It was a V8. Smooth,
Aw.
smooth, and
You sound so disappointed.
I mean, I wouldn't. I wouldn't drink it by
Hello,
itself.
Sneaky Pink.
Hey,
Oh,
Sneaky.
look, we've drawn the Clamato fans.
Yes!
Man.
Oh my.
What?
I mean, there's me and there is Sneaky so far. So, we got 2.
I believe the rest of us who are over here going, why God, why, are far, far outnumber you.
Pretty much.
I mean, it's the same thing with me and ordering putting anchovies on pizza. So, I mean, it's fine.
I love anchovies on pizza.
I love it.
I'm
So
one
good.
of those heathens that loves anchovies on pizza and also loves pineapple on pizza.
I've never had anchovies before, so I don't know. I just don't like pineapple in general. But if somebody wants pineapple on their pizza, you do you, man.
Exactly.
Yeah,
mean,
I
and
made the
anchovies-
mistake.
And everybody's happy. They all have their own.
Anchovies
I
are
made
just
the
like
mistake of criticizing pineapple on pizza, and it
Ooh.
haunted me
Oh
at
no.
work for months.
Oh no.
Months, memes and people going on about it. I'm like, no, I just don't like it. That's
Oh,
all.
so sad.
I don't mind if people don't like pineapple on pizza. Just don't deny me that pleasure.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
You order
don't
small
stop any.
pizzas, everybody
No.
gets one. Everybody gets their own
Exactly.
pizza.
Yeah.
Everybody can have what they want on it.
Precisely.
And then I don't have to share.
Let me see here.
Yeah, don't make me share my pizza.
Yeah, that's the other thing is I just don't want to. Don't make me. Even if we're both eating the same pizza, I don't want to share mine.
No, it's exactly.
Fine.
Oh, here's a pizza question. Which of you eat the crust and don't eat the crust? I don't eat the crust. I don't.
Totally eat the
Yes.
crust.
Am I?
Wait, have you? Wait,
Any
do you
pizza
get
worth eating
cheese?
should have an edible crust.
And Tyler, do you get
Mhm.
cheese stuffed crust where you are?
Sometimes, but not often. I'd rather get
that
garlic
makes-
fingers instead. If I were just
That makes the crust like extra edible.
Well, yeah, then you gotta eat it because it's just extra cheesy puffs. It's great.
Mhm.
Those are
I
delicious.
would agree, but Domino's.
Connecticut pizza, the crust
That's-
is phenomenal. Ugh.
That's true. I mean, it's just I like Connecticut pizza. It's really good. But the thing is, for me, it's just I like it. I like a little bit of a thicker,
Mm.
bottom crust in general. But it's still great.
You like a pan base, like a deep pan base, rather than a
A Connecticut pizza,
Yeah.
like a New Haven style pizza, is really thin. Like,
Yeah.
thin
really
and crispy.
crust.
Yeah, and like
Yeah,
brick
yeah.
oven done, and
But
they're delicious.
Yeah, but it's
Ooh,
it's
red
very,
snapper.
very
Red snapper. I agree with the red snapper. That's you said, Sneaky. Oh my gosh, I like having red snapper. It's one of my favorite things. I have my whenever you have the sushi that's without the rice, it's just the fish. I'll be like, give me some of that.
Oh, sashimi.
Yes.
Oh, I want sushi so bad.
Yeah. But let me get. I have some.
Oh yeah, we all gathered here today to play
Yes.
some Law and Honor.
Some
Yes.
good old Law and Honor. We have Michael, special guest, here with us. They are going to be playing Reinhardt, a spirit that's going to be helping them apprehend demons and stop people from being possessed. Hopefully, yes, very true. On our last episode, essentially what happened is they found out there was going to be this. There was drugs being trafficked to and from their city and a nearby city by boat. So.
Wait, had we confirmed it was drugs? We just knew it was something.
Yeah, I meant that's a good point. Just something, but something that clearly demons are using.
Yeah.
So that's you would assume it's drugs. It might not be drugs, but you're assuming it's drugs. In the
Probably a safe assumption.
best case scenario, it's drugs. Yes. And
Case.
if it is demons, they're not the greatest, but 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 essentially, you know that you have 1 day to make this operation, so you guys can either decide to take on the crew of this vessel, so that you can apprehend them and take whatever you know they're trying to smuggle and get it off the streets, or to sneak and stow away on the ship, sneak over to this other city and try to bring down the entire thing. So that's kind of the question we have for our agents. Um, and the thing though is, either way, our other player, Tevis, who played X, I'm having it so that X is going to be going undercover and essentially being on this ship. So they'll have a little bit of backup behind the lines sort of deal, so that if they need any saving, we'll we'll hopefully X can do it. I'm sure they will do just fine. But yeah, so essentially they would have all came back to like the police precinct is where they would have came back to, and uh, their captain Oda would have been with Mary, who you can see on the top of Law and Honor. Um, they're either at their apartment, or they're at the police station, just being in the office, unless somehow they were able to tag along with our crew. Which this time, when the two of you, when Harper and Isabel see the captain, they know that whatever they need to do, Mary is coming along with them, as they know the captain has a high streak, a high record of not liking demons, in the sense of killing them on sight, and that's not so good considering Mary is a demon, even though she is the kind of demon that is fully connected to like this source of fire element magic. So if she dies, then fire magic is gone, and that means Isabel can't use fire magic, and she needs her fire
Oh dear.
magic. It's so
Needs her fire
cool.
magic long enough to actually, come to terms with using it on a regular basis.
Exactly. That's how we need that character growth and development. So the captain literally, like, basically scruff of her neck tosses her over to you guys. She of course just, lands just as fine, still holding a bag of Doritos, munching on them. You see there's one cheesy handprint on the captain's like pant leg that clearly he has not noticed. And Mary's just like looks up to Isabel and Harper and is just like, "Sup? How's it going?"
You're coming with us.
Yeah. I hear that we're getting I hear that Fancy Boy is gonna be, doing some special operation. He won't be with us, but I heard someone should be helping out. That should be interesting. Someone from Purgatory should be helping us. So that should be. Have you guys worked with anyone from there yet? I'm sure you've met one or two keepers so far, like that
Met-
Sophie lady.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I think
Keeper Sophie.
she's like, yeah, I think X has a crush on her.
Maybe. Maybe.
She's like, yeah, she does. That's okay. And essentially, when I'd say you guys are probably, I'm gonna bring us over to our office map here in a second. Is what I'm gonna bring us over to. Should be that one and that one. There we go. So
Cams.
boop boop boop. Oh, did the cams get all frozen for a
Yep.
second? That's fine. I got it.
Frozen, very
Oh,
rejigged.
Oh.
I got it.
Very rejigged.
It's
Yeah,
fixed.
yeah.
There we go. Let's see. It should be fixed now, at least.
That's
no,
more of
it's
me on the
not.
screen.
Oh, it's.
I did not bargain for this
I
much
have
of me on the
disappeared.
screen.
Why did it move so much? It did like multiples. I see what happened.
Yeah, it's like gone like
I
super.
see.
What the?
I see what's
I
I
have
It's.
just disappeared. It's
I
fine.
love it. Oh my gosh. It did like it did a
Oh,
duplicate.
it's like it's duplicated
Yeah.
some of them.
There we go. That must be all of them. Now, oh no,
Yeah.
I gotta get.
No.
I got.
There we go.
And
There we
Raptor
go.
is glyph.
I get that out of there. Oh, I need to get that to switch that to Reinhardt. That's okay. I'll leave. There we go. There. It's good. Now I will
Turkish is
switch.
over, everybody. Nothing else to see here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Now that's
For
switched
now.
over, and then we should be able to see the lovely police place.
Looks
And
like we're in the parking lot.
We are.
oh, it looks like it. Let's see. Now, is that still good, or did that get messed up again? Boop, boop, boop.
Oh,
no.
look, we've actually got 0 here for a change.
Wait,
Yes.
What? Our actual boss? What? That's
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, they are. So essentially what's going on here is out in the parking lot looks like there has been a ring constructed of like basically someone used earth magic and made a ring out of the asphalt. You see the captain and X inside the ring, and the captain's essentially like, you are going to do this. You're going to pretend to be going back to your family, your crime syndicate family that everyone knows he's a part of. And you're going to go undercover. And he's basically like, no bueno sort of deal. And the captain's like, look, if you beat me, then sure, you can. And that's where you are right now, essentially. Like, oh, actually, we need to let's get Mary actually in there. I see that she's not there. And I promised more Mary last time we played, so I'm giving in on that promise of more Mary. There we go, because she's adorable.
Viewers say Mary or Riot.
Yes, yes, they do. And for good reason. She is adorbs. Ooh. Got a follow. Thank you. Who is that? Let me see who that was. Oh!
Nicholas Cage Perry.
Oh, thanks, Nick. Thank you, friend.
That wasn't a follow.
It was, yeah.
That was a subscription.
Resubscribe. Thank you. That was like what, 7 months in total? I've been going up. Oh, he gave some chaos.
Oh.
Gotta hit the Mega Man button for that then. The warning sound. I got. So let's see. I will make sure to up the chaos meter, which. Let me see. I'm not sure if it was at 0 last time or not, if I ended up using it all up against you when we fought in the motel, or not the motel, the private office. Ooh,
Yes.
there was, 1, 2, 3, 3 parts have been used. It's now up to 4 out of the total. So I got it marked there, and I'll bring that over so everyone can see it. And for those that don't know, the chaos counter that we have here, I can use it. I can pull from it to either reduce their rolls, the players, to like reduce how many dice get rolled, or I can power up enemies to make them roll more dice, essentially. Or if they let it get all the way up to full, then the worst possible situation happens for their mission. Whatever it may be, the worst thing happens. And that can either be what, all of us decide as 4 people here, or all of us, including the chat, decide who knows? Maybe, Dorito Death Storm happens one day. You never know. I mean, there is a situation I have planned out that it could mean that you guys have to go outside of the city walls for this mission to work out, but we'll find
Oh,
out. And that will be that's like Mojave Wasteland, like Fallout New Vegas nonsense. Like it's bad
Oh
out there.
dear.
Yeah.
I mean, that's bad. But I mean,
Judge Dredd
Fallout.
cursed earth stuff.
Friday the 13th, be warned.
Oh my. Just wait. Okay, no, it's not actually. Who that would have been scary. It was the 18th.
Yep.
Oh my. So you two. Oh, one thing you'll also notice, as well, on the tokens, I have added little elemental markers as one thing that I've been meaning to do with this system is making it fit more with how the elemental system works. Everyone can use all of the elemental types of fire, earth, water, and air, and that sort of stuff. Very, avatar, except of being, you. Everyone has an element they are like have a high affinity for. In Isabel's sense, everyone knows hers is fire. For Harper, they have earth. X has water, even though they use a hybrid of water and earth due to feet sort of stuff, otherwise known as sigils in my system. And their captain uses air as their element. I don't believe the weakness thing comes into any effect there, luckily. But essentially, what Harper and Isabel witness is essentially the classic anime sword cut where it's literally you don't see a slash, you don't see a cut, you literally just see the captain just go like, you know, actually, you know what? Harper and Isabel, and I'm gonna also have you, Raptor, Michael, as well roll for Reinhardt, who I'm gonna bring in here just in a moment. And I don't think I have your marker set up, but that's okay. I'll put it on there, simple. There we go. Perfect. So essentially, Reinhardt, you were getting driven by Condor, another agent of the precinct. They're not in the same team as these guys, but
Yep.
they work on team, like they're like Team Amber essentially. And they basically they're I mean they're definitely under at this point they're under the squad that our team is, that Harper, X, and Isabel are like that they make up Team Zero, I think, is what it literally ends up being or something like that. Um
Signs.
and so essentially um Reinhardt, you get driven by Condor to back to the precinct, getting picked up for when you arrive in the city. You yourself normally would have been stationed in Colret, the city that we'll be going to. It's like KOL, then a space RET. One of the other cities that that your city trades with. And since you guys found out about this, you called over to their precinct and made connections, and everything happened so fast that somehow in a day you already have pretty much everything moving. You probably all had about 2 hours of sleep. That's pretty much it for Isabel and Harper. Reinhardt
Fine.
doesn't really
I
need
don't think
sleep.
Reinhardt sleeps.
He doesn't need sleep. He is fine. And when you,
I
Reinhardt,
watch Eternal.
yes. When you get out of the car as it stops in the precinct, you see that there is a display going on, as what you're thinking. And so, with that, you will also be able to roll for this. And what I'm gonna have you roll, uh, character sheet wise, This will be a discover check. So you'll be rolling 3 for your air, Reinhardt, and 2 for your discover. So you'll have a total of 5d6 that you can roll to see if you get any 6s. In Harper's case, oh yeah, I need to.
Harper's too busy laughing her ass off at what's about to happen
Oh
to X.
yeah, exactly. Fair.
What are we rolling again?
You're rolling your discovery check, so that would be this air and discovery.
Air and discovery.
And
Do-
Harper, I have
Alright.
I have replenished everyone's tokens. You have 3 tokens. These are your spirit tokens, and you can use them to re-roll. Harper, if you would like, you can.
Nope.
And
Oh.
if you don't, that means the chaos tracker will increase.
Oh God, hell.
Because you got
Yeah.
3 1s, and same with Isabel, you got 2 1s. That'll
Fine.
go up to 5. That would oh my god, that would increase it
All
to
right,
the
fine,
full.
fine.
That would
I'm
actually
re-rolling.
max it out.
I'm re-rolling.
Okay, good.
Forcing me to spend
Yeah,
friggin' pennies.
I will
Oh,
re-roll.
I mean, it would
Thank
be.
you. I still don't see anything, but I don't see anything.
Oh.
Oh my god!
Yes. Oh.
Yeah, as a newbie to all this, so
Whew.
my roll, was that good or bad or
Your
okay
roll
or
is
You got a
perfect.
success, so it's
Yeah,
fine.
you got
As
1
long as
6, so that means you're
one.
you're good. You were the only one that sees it. You, Zero, the captain are the only people that see this as you step closer to the ring, and everyone else essentially would have seen like the captain's hand like flinch, like he would have like at his side where his like sword is like for like a second, where Reinhardt and like Zero would have seen um the actual like full on, grab sword slash
yeah,
resheath, but like from this distance, air slash like Inuyasha nonsense, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
backslash wave nonsense. And essentially is what it looks like happens as like X is like, all right, I'm gonna do what I always do and do my water and ice and steel and mix it all in and throw it at people. And then pin them, and when this big attack flies all over to Oda, he's just like instant parry. I play Street Fighter and just parries it and counters it all the way back. X gets like blown out of the ring, and he's just like, ugh.
Harper is
What?
cackling like a maniac.
and and the Cassis unit, flies over and is like, you need medical attention. And then like sprays them in the face with a healing mist, and X just like
I'm just
falls
you know
unconscious.
in Half-Life,
Yeah.
in Half-Life when you take damage and the suit's like laceration.
Yeah. It's like that. Yeah. Oh my. That was I hope that Tevis watches this at some point and just sees the nonsense that is gonna happen here. Let me get that out of there. There we go. That's better. Um and yeah, so we got we got Harper laughing. We have Mary who literally just kind of like makes their way over and pats the unconscious X on the shoulder, leaving with Cheeto dust. Luckily, he's unconscious. He can't do anything about it if he's not here and awake.
Oh dear.
And he has like, for anyone who's tuning in just now, oh, I know what I need to set up. He has the nicest coat. Like his coat is beautiful. It's just the whitest trench coat. It's dope. I love it. When me and Tevis made this character, we were like, yes, this is perfect. um, and so now it's full of Dorito dust. Luckily he's unconscious, and the captain's like calls over to Condor, and he's like, okay, get him suited up for the mission. Get him, changed into his extremely fancy gangster looking clothes, And he's like, okay, sounds good. He's like the Yakuza game, sir? He's like, yep, exactly. He's like, all right, perfect. Because they're at like Yakuza 10 at this point in this time period, I would say. Though I have been playing outside thing, like a dragon, and it's so fun. And I will bring it to stream at some point once I know what I'm doing with the game. But for this here, they get picked up, and they get access taken away, which he'll be set up to. Well, he's gonna go undercover, fully, and pretend to be going back with his fam. And so with that, the rest of the group is able to kind of plan out what they're gonna do. So everyone kind of goes back to like the captain's office. Harper and Isabel would of course notice Reinhardt, as he is a very large
He's a
man.
very large man.
He's probably at like between 7 and 8 feet, right? Like he's tall. He's a
Whoa.
beast. Yeah, he's
big.
just like he's
Isabel is
jacked.
tiny,
Beefy
so she's
boy.
gonna be like,
Yeah, I was gonna say
Hi.
Harper's only like 5'5". Like, you're big. I am weak.
And
And I'm gonna lean into the icon. He totally does just wear like his normal wear when he's not, in his armor, is totally that big trench coat just over a bare chest.
yes, and like I like to so we'll I guess I'll get to when his weapon comes into play. We'll describe it then, but yeah, the captain turns to, well, I guess like while he's looking at all of you, you see him take his sword off of his like his hip guard sort of thing, and puts it against his table, sits down, and he's just like, okay, now that we'll have somebody on the inside, thanks to X volunteering such a position, uh, should work out just well. And then for the two of you, since you'll be down one person, I took the honor of calling in a favor from down below, from Purgatory, to call in Keeper Reinhardt here. And he mentions to the extremely tall man, with just bare chest, 8-pack, trench coat, just standing there looking imposing. And
Yeah.
what would you like to describe yourself? Or at least, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, Reinhardt is a very large, very stoic-looking man with a big old beard.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's that's pretty much it.
that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yep.
He wouldn't have much to say about himself either.
That's
That's
true.
probably about as far as he'd get.
That's understandable. For basically, like, the captain's like coughs and says, yes, well, he will be joining you. He has been around for a while, though. He is from Colret, where the city you're going. I'm hoping that by calling Reinhardt in here, we will make fast work of this case. Whatever we need to do, I'm sure that all of you will get the job done, no problem. And Zero, our lovely captain of our three-person team, basically throws up a hologram of the dockyard. And he's like, okay, well, now that we have that settled, let us start planning. And with that, I will, what's the word I'm looking for here? Gonna bring us over to the actual dock map that I have set up. So let's get that here.
Reinhardt, by the way, is like
Oh,
leaning against the wall, like between the wall and that cupboard. He's just like kind of leaning with his arms crossed, just watching the map pop up.
perfect. This should send us over to there.
It did.
Cool. Give us some ambience as well. And you will have to zoom out for this one. FYI. As it is fairly big. But I will get this set up nicely. There we go. So I'm gonna just adjust the volume for us a little bit. Master. There, that should be fine. So you guys get brought up the map of this big old dockyard. You know that essentially like a drone would be out doing this essentially, like has done a scan, and when they've done the scan they're like, this is like, they've noticed these many signatures, and yeah, there's like what, 1 2 3, like there's a buttload. There's all kinds on the ship itself, and just like you can see they're moving massive amount of cargo from vans. They're taking entire craters, or not craters, whatever
Crates.
yeah.
Containers.
Yeah.
Shipping containers.
Yes. Those. And you guys are able to see that, like, coming from the west will clearly be like the best plan, as there is a quick entry point to the ship itself. But also, if you wanted to, you could try to, like, open up these containers, go into them that way, and that kind of thing. And if any of you want to, like, basically the way you can use the design check for your character sheet is you can use it to create plans, or in what I tend to do with it is you can use it, say if you don't know what sort of plan to make, you can just roll that and kind of use it to collaborate to see what sort of plan we'll make. But ultimately, it also, any successes you get will give you a bonus to doing your next roll sort of deal, if it corresponds with the plan you tried to make. It's basically to make it so your plan will actually succeed, or, well, to help it succeed, I should say. So if anyone wants to use air and design, they can. For Harper, that would be 5d6. Isabel, I think that's just straight 5. Is that right, or no?
Yeah, I don't have any points in design, but I do have 5 points in air.
Yeah. For Harper, do you have points in design or no?
I have 2 points in design, and my air is 3. That's why I have 5. So.
Okay, perfect. And then for
So mine would be 3.
Yeah, he's like, I don't make the plans.
This sounds like a me thing, which, judging by my last roll, could be a problem, but I will do this.
Right, Reinhardt doesn't plan; he just does.
Yes.
Hey!
Ooh.
There's a success in there.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah.
No fails.
No fails.
Perfect. That's what we like to see. So essentially, you see, we'll mark down that for Harper, we know that she's gonna have an extra success locked away for whatever sort of plan we decide to make. Is Harper thinking more on the sides of going with the sneaking in, or basically the pacifist, or the renegade route kind of deal?
Looking at all of all of the possible things that could smash my skull in, I am all about the sneaking.
Yes, that's a good plan for sure.
That's why when you said that there was an easy onto the boat, I looked at it and went, "No, there's not."
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
he's very big.
yes, yes,
He's
they
very,
are,
very large, and no,
and
that
and
is not easy.
that just means that it's, they'll clearly be able to lift a box that has a person or two inside of it without any problem.
That
Yeah.
is entirely
While you're all
possible.
discussing the passive for the sneaking and the not, and Reinhardt just pipes up, and he's just like, "The order must be maintained.
Oh,
With superior firepower if necessary."
I, yeah,
yes.
yeah, yes. However, we are vastly, vastly outnumbered. And so sneaking in, potentially using one of these shipping crates to our advantage by being inside of it is probably a good idea.
That is agreeable.
And so yeah. Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you for that. Oh, hey, gaming. um, so, uh, the captain and Zero are like, so is it set that that will be the plan? That you'll sneak in and aboard the ship and find out where they're
believe so.
taking the cargo and that sort of stuff?
Yeah, I can easily manipulate one of these one of the shipping containers open to get inside, close it back up. It's not a problem.
Excellent. Okay, well,
Isabel effectively agrees that this is probably the best course of action that they can take at this point in time.
fair. And with that, the captain asks, is there anything that, since the two of you will be possibly away for some time, is there anything that you would like to have arranged or prepared before before you leave? You only have a few hours left before the shipment is going to be taking off, I'm sure, but you have enough time to get a few things set up for you if you need anything.
Oh shoot! Somebody's gonna need to water my plants.
Just like you see him like pull out one of the yellow teams, like you see he has like a name, like a hat full of names that's like only the yellow team, and he pulls one out and he says, okay, I'll have Johan do it, no problem.
The yellow team always get like the worst jobs.
I know, I love yellow though. Yellow
Oh,
makes
but also they get the worst, but also the easiest.
yes, that's the
Water my
thing.
plants.
Damn.
Exactly. Like water plants, go pick people up, it's all pretty nice.
Isabel would like to know, what will be happening with Mary?
Well, and Mary is like, she's like, "Oh yeah, I'll definitely be able to fit in one of those containers. I'll just make sure I stay small like this. I'll be fine. That'll work great. I'll just fit in with one of you."
Reinhardt's already kind of blank face like drops the moment he notices Mary in the room.
Yeah, you see this little like demon girl who looks like, oh my, she's
What
Wonder Bear.
is that?
She's like, I'm Mary. I'm the Amber Soul. Fire magic, that's all 'cause of me, baby. Is what she says. Who are you?
I am a keeper. I maintain the balance. What are you doing on this side?
She's like, I wanted to come up here and check things out. I heard things were going to be getting very interesting up here from a couple of people, she says. And like you guys like,
This is not your place.
she says, it's my choice where my place is, thank you very much, she says. And but she says it with a very like, serious tone when she says that, but then she literally stuffs her hand into the burrito bag and just starts like shoveling into her face and just like crunching it, giving like dead stare at Reinhardt, like just
Reinhardt,
yeah.
like, pushes himself, like, just with his enormous shoulder muscles, just pushes himself off the wall and stands at full height.
Oh,
Mary,
It's like, the
dear,
balance is ordained. It is not for you to decide your place.
she's
And then he
like,
turns to
yeah.
the captain and is like, what is this?
The captain says, well, as much as I dislike it, Mary here is under our protection, as been requested by the council and the entirety of Seat. It would be best to have her under our watch rather than anywhere else. I mean, the demons have tried to kidnap her a few times, even though, demons don't really have we're all on the same team sort of thing. They're, the captain kind of goes on and he's like, God, I hate demons. He's just like, you see him actually get angry, and he's just like, calm, and like Zero comes over and he's like puts a hand on his shoulder. He's like, Captain, it's all good. I know. We'll get it,
throughout all of that, about demons, Harper just like sinks back.
Oh my, yeah.
Is Isabel feeling slightly protective, kind of tries to usher Mary to come and stand by her.
Oh yeah, she definitely does.
She like produces from somewhere within her nun's robes another packet of Doritos and just kind of shakes them.
and Mary
They all
just
now
like
have little snack bags of Doritos. Like
yes,
cat treats.
100%. Like literally the commercial, shook shook shook, and Mary like just like leaps and bounds on the back. She's on the back of the sofa, like the sofa chair there, and she snatches the bag, opens it up, and just starts like devouring it.
So
What, if I
after
may
all that
note,
explanation,
Yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
No.
if I may, Mary, just one thing. If you are coming with us,
Uh-huh.
the crunching of the Doritos might give us away.
She's like, I'll make sure not to eat any of the Doritos until we get to where we're going, she says.
Perfect.
Great.
Perfect.
I promise. And
Yay.
I will, Reinhardt, though, I will have you give there should be an intuit roll, I believe. Yeah, intuit for you. That should
Intuit?
be 6d6 for you, 3 air, 3 intuit.
Yep.
And this will be to see if you notice what's up with Harper or not, because it's not.
Oh my god!
Oh, gee, yep. So,
Nope. Nope.
this is great. Anyone who doesn't know about Harper, Harper has she was once possessed, and a part of that demon still resides within her.
Oh
But
dear.
there's like such the demon is not strong enough in any way to like take her over. She has learned to control it for the most part, we think. And but yeah, Reinhardt, Reinhardt, you get you get not as strong demon vibes as Mary, who you can like see, but you can see that there is a concealed, covered up demon presence from Harper. Yeah.
So, yeah, Reinhardt's listening to the captain give his explanation, this whole thing. He kind of sweeps a look across everyone, lingers on Harper for a moment, and turns back to the captain. He says, I find this all incredibly distasteful, but I will not countervene the council. I will abide by their judgment. And then he turns back to Mary. And it's just like, I will be watching you very closely.
She's like, have fun with that one. I'm and There's that. They should be able to see the 6s now.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah, that's probably going to be my best dice roll for the whole game.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Hopefully you'll get all 6s at some point. It'll be beautiful.
None of us have
Hex
done
has
that
seen
yet.
my dice rolls. Hex has seen my dice rolls.
Fair.
This group is great for good dice rolls. We're awesome at it.
This is
Nowhere.
I mean to be fair, yeah, X is the one that usually powerhouses the
Yeah.
rolls.
It's
Yeah,
true.
very
But he
true.
only does that because of what he does to make sure that he can roll 20 to 30
Yeah.
dice at
His
once.
He
dice
spent-
rolls are massive.
He spends
And
all
ours
of
are
his
like
dice.
10.
Yeah.
At most.
The thing is that if he when it comes to magic, Michael, you have to you have to choose how much of your element point you're spending.
Yeah.
So what X does is he has a sigil that lets him use 2 elements at the same time. So he can
Yeah.
pull from both water and earth. So he'll do that and he'll use all of his points at once, which gives him this big pool. But if he were to fail, he'd lose all of them, meaning he'd break like two health bars out of 4 in one go and just be like, it's like he'd break both his arms and Gohan Cell games,
Yeah, I
one
remember
arm.
I was looking at doing something like that. Do I have a sigil or something I could bring across? I could use my earth stuff for a lot of things from memory, like for
Y-
dodging as well as not withstanding attacks.
You can,
Mhm.
yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
I have
You
that
have
same signal.
Guardian. Yeah, you can use withstand to protect others, like instead of cover,
That's
which
right.
lets you basically just teleport in front of your friends and block,
Yeah.
sort of deal. Take the attack yourself. Um, yeah, so it's good. I like that one a lot. That I love games that have even just RPGs that ability. I don't know if anyone's played Other Side. There's a character that has some abilities like that. And it's just like instant parry with a big old shield, and I'm like, yes, keep me safe, thank you. Um, uh, for those that don't know, Michael's character Reinhardt right now, as you can see, is not armored up, but we will. They do have an armored up version. It is someone else's art, so I'm not gonna put it up, but we will describe it, and it'll be awesome. But I've been wanting to have this character show up for a little while. They've been in the making for what, probably a few months.
Yeah, a couple of months. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been great. And so you guys have this plan kind of filled out. You're going to come through the west of the dockyards and try to get into the unattended to containers that will eventually be put on to the ship. Is there anything else that you guys want to try to do? As you guys can try to you can it's kind of like do research, so it'd be a discovery check, to kind of get more info about what's might be going on at the dockyards, what you're aside from just what you've seen there in the sense of oh, there's a lot of enemies. You might be able to find out what they're actually
Yeah.
transporting, or and that's that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to do that. So that would be
Mhm.
another 5 for me.
Yeah. 3,
So
5,
is
5,
this
4.
would be rolling Discover for this year?
Yes.
I'm not wasting all of my rerolls
No.
for things like this. It's not happening.
Oh,
What?
another.
Isabel and Harper have just forgotten how to read.
Apparently.
Oh. No book today. No books.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Reinhardt has made a mental note of every single guard that showed up on the display.
Perfect. Perfect. And that, as expected.
Yep.
Let's see.
Isabel is immensely distracted by the incessant crunching of Doritos.
She finishes her last bag and tosses it to the side. Like the office has probably already 3 bags. littered in this place, and the captain is just like, "Yep, yep, that's my life. She'll be gone
Mhm.
soon. Don't worry." Just he's like says to himself, and just tries to keep his cool. He does his best.
So how often does the office get a delivery from Frito Lay then?
Often.
We might have bought out all of the Doritos in
Yeah.
town.
The
At
town.
least in
All of them.
our
Yes.
in our sector, at the very least.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
we're going to a new
Okay.
town. We can buy it all their Doritos now.
Oh dear.
Oh
Oh, dear.
man. Oh, Harper, did you also get a 1? Oh, you did.
Yep.
Oh
I
my
did. I am not
gosh.
wasting all my rerolls on this nonsense.
I love
Yeah, no,
it.
I feel like we're gonna need those rerolls a little later on.
You guys have one last counter. 1 point left before
Well,
bad
dang.
time. Unless I start using them. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But
Fine. Everything's fine.
yeah,
all
it's
fine.
great. It's perfect.
Fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's fine.
I'll get us over to the dockyards if there's since no one was able to find anything out aside from the fact that they're shipping stuff to another city. You can't.
There are
That's,
things, and they're written in words.
yeah.
And those words are really interesting, I am sure. That I have had 2 hours of sleep and not enough coffee. So that's what it is.
Exactly. That's how it'll be. Oh man. Oh, there we go.
Is Harper pondering that her next plant will be coffee? Will be coffee beans? Maybe.
Definitely. I think that's always a good plan. There we go.
Screw it, I'll make my own.
There we are. Okay, now I got you guys up.
All right.
Okay. So essentially, the lot of you would be able to be anywhere you want on this west side of the map. So feel free to move yourselves wherever if you want to be all closer or higher.
I mean, I would not be standing in light. That would be ridiculous. Yeah, probably just standing kind of in the between these 2 crates or these 2 containers right now.
Yeah.
So just because there are so many containers here, and I'm just trying to get a lay of the land, we would be able to tell which ones are theirs, correct?
All of them are theirs.
Yeah. Okay.
You know all.
Like
you
they're
know.
gonna be moving all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Reinhardt's actually behind the container and not the crate, because he probably would fit behind the crate very effectively.
Got a lovely follow. Thank you, Yumiko. Hi. I love the Uiharu dance so much. I'm a huge weeb if you haven't figured it out. And I'm a big fan of the Index Railgun series, so you'll see a lot of that's who one of the characters from the anime is on. John dances with a glow stick, and it warms my heart. Back to the game.
Next question. How
Yes.
noisy is it? How noisy is it?
It is fairly noisy.
Perfect.
Like lots of.
This is advantageous.
Like I could knock on the containers to see which one sounds empty enough to fit people in.
Yes, for sure. And I'd say it ends up being the one in the middle there that works best for you.
Okie doke. Alright. Trying to remember how shipping containers work. I've actually. Yeah. Okay. So there's obviously a padlock of some sort on it?
Yeah, there is. Yep.
Okay. Well, metal is something of earth.
Sure is.
So I'm gonna try and be manipulate to try and unlock it?
You'll use shape.
Shape?
Yeah.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. That's a massive dice pool.
Yes, please. Let's get. Is this a 10? A good old tenor?
Yeah, this is a 10.
Nice.
Yeah, because I want to pop the lock, then we can open it, get inside, then I'm gonna redo the lock once we're inside.
And Mary's quiet, but she's close to Harper, kind of trying to see what they're getting up to. Quite fascinated with the whole endeavor.
2 successes on that.
Ooh, lovely. And one thing, even though you'll see that there is a 1 in there, if you get a success, none of the ones count towards the chaos counter, which is very useful.
Very, yeah, thankful for that.
Yeah. And so with that, Harper, yeah, you're able to uh just click the lock, literally like just I like to think that you have your plant magic and that sort of stuff. I like to imagine you hold the lock and like some vines kind of go in there and just unlock it.
Kind of poison ivy and just.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, the door is now it's now openable. No
Alright.
problem at all.
I'm gonna, because there's 2. I want to try and move the one closest to the ship, open that one just wide enough that Reinhardt can sidestep in. So not opening it all the way, but it will block view of us as we slip inside.
Gotcha. Nice.
Yeah.
And I
And
will be the last one in because obviously I need to get vines back out to redo the lock.
of course, I will with that I will have it so I'm gonna basically have you guys do some stealth fun
Yeah.
stuff.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I don't know that Reinhardt's gonna be very good at that.
So let's see. Reinhardt, you would have you'd have 2. Normally. You can use earth magic if you'd like, and you could use up to 6 dice if you wanted, because you have 6 earth. But I would advise
Right.
probably using 5, so in case if you do fail the roll, you don't break
Yeah.
your spirit. um,
So yeah, just run me through how that works.
Definitely, like how how like getting broken works, like that thing,
How
or
getting broken in it, like how I
yeah.
guess, how I should think about borrowing from the other magic balls.
Definitely. So essentially, normally, anytime you do a skill in this system, it
Hmm.
um, it has to be connected to the element. So harm has
Yeah.
to be connected with fire. Magic lets you pull from any of your element pool with any of skill, uh, and essentially, you at the very minimum have to spend 1 point to even activate doing magic at all.
Yeah.
So the idea is that you get the option to spend more magic points, but if you fail that roll, all your points are gone. You lose them, and that kind of counts as damage. It's kind of like an overload or a
Right.
backlash sort of deal. But if so you can choose to be like, okay, I'm gonna just in case leave 1 point out of this magic thing, this magic
Yeah.
check, so that I don't die or don't get dropped. The nice thing is that even if you do that, you then roll your resolve when you get broken to try to stay in the fight. So it lets
Yeah.
you stay active when your core is broken. So you won't be able to use Earth itself, like the magic, like the 6 in your case, it would be 0. You can't use it, but you could still use everything within Withstand, Mend, and Sense just by themselves. So you could still use Guardian even if your Earth gets broken. You'll
Yeah.
just be using your normal 7, so your defense is always fine,
Yeah.
that sort of deal, and that's not
Okay.
including like
Because
defense and that sort of stuff too, but
what
yeah.
I'm thinking here,
Hmm.
and again, like I'm not sure if this is too risky, is to use my earth magic and essentially just like manifest like a strong wind and like a bit of a dust cloud that just kind of obscures us while we sneak around.
Oh,
Ooh, a little, yeah, like a little dust storm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'd be down with
Good idea.
that. Yeah. And so yeah, you'd be able to do. Let's see, that would definitely. Well, we'll say it's definitely Earth, and it's gonna fit. It's more of the fact of you taking like the dirt and everything and just like making a little storm out of it.
Yeah,
I would say it would probably connect with cover, out of
yeah,
just because it's literally covering everything. So for you, that would
Mhm.
yeah,
just be a straight 6.
Would it be
yeah,
cover or conceal?
yeah.
Well, yeah, either or. I'd say conceal,
'Ca-
considering what you're trying to do.
Using
Yeah,
conceal to
I'd
be
say
stealthy.
conceal as
That's very
well.
true.
Because
Yes.
cover's more protection.
Yeah,
Conceal
Yeah,
is
you're right. It's very
More
true.
hiding.
And so yeah, you would use that. For you it's exactly the same. But so it still would be however many Earth you wish to spend. So that's my question to you: is how many?
yeah. That's
How many do you want to? How you know? Do you
so.
want? Hmm.
To take, say I went all in, and so I say I put 5 earth in,
Yeah.
and that would give me 7 die. As long as I succeed, that's fine. It's if I fail on 7 dice that we got trouble.
Oh, it will just be it will just be if you're spending 5 dice, it will only be 5 dice.
Oh, okay, so it
because you
wouldn't
didn't have any
include my
points in
water.
conceal.
Yeah,
Yeah, so okay, so it wouldn't include the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
exactly.
Yeah,
You got it.
and so
Yeah.
like my roll for to unlock it, that was all of my dice for earth and shape. All that 10 was all of them, but because I
Yeah.
had the
Hmm.
successes, I still have my 7 in earth.
Yeah. Yeah, if you the nice thing is the way it's basically think of it as a betting system.
Yeah,
As essentially, well, if you just do 1 point of your element, then it gets lost no matter what. You can't do anything about that. But if you once you start to spend anything past the first, so 2 points or 3 points or more, we then get into what's called betting. And it's that if you fail the roll, then it's those points are all gone. But if you pass the roll, you keep all those points. They come right back to you.
yeah, they
And
come right back. Yeah,
yeah, so you don't. It's only if you fail the roll that you get the bad, the bad stuff sort of deal, essentially. Um, yeah. So hopefully you don't fail.
yeah. And again, just to
Uh-huh.
I guess just think about this. Can you pull in from multiple disciplines, or is it just from just from Earth?
For well, right now, for you with your character, it would just be pulling from the earth element.
Yep. Cool.
And there is a sigil you can get that will let you pull from two,
Oh,
but
okay. Yep. Yep.
it
Cool.
clearly needs reworking a little bit with how powerful X
Yeah.
is. But yeah,
Yeah, no, I was
yeah.
just thinking in my head, I'm like, oh, earth and air together like storm, but that's fine.
Ooh, well, what you can do,
But if he doesn't have the ability for it, that's fine.
here's one thing that's nice that you can do, because that the way I was thinking of it in that situation was you using your one action to do it at the same time. The nice thing with this system is you have technically a total of 3 actions. You have your main action, an extra action, your movement. The extra
Yeah,
action can be used to be another action, it can be used to do a reaction, or it can be used to do a movement. What that essentially means is you can do 2 magic spells. You can do your earth
oh,
magic to start getting control of all this dust, right? And
yeah,
then on your second roll you can do air magic, probably with which in your case you only have 3. Um but yeah, you would basically try to do that to have it so that the air actually makes it fully into a big dust cloud. I'd say that what would happen is that the first check would make it so that your current area will be covered in the
yeah,
in the hidden stuff. If you get the air success, the second one, it will increase the range so it covers like more of this area essentially. Like basically the dockyard itself will be covered.
yeah, right.
Yeah, if you want to
Okay.
go
Well,
that way.
yeah,
But
well, that would make the whole approach pretty stealthy.
yeah, but we'll see how the first roll goes
Yeah,
and then what you want to do
let's
with your
not get
second
too
one.
too far ahead of myself. All right,
Yeah.
so I guess I'll pull in the 5 earth, and what do I pull in the 6? Because then I got the resolve if it goes horribly wrong.
And the nice thing is that yeah, you have your spirit. level of 3, so that lets you do rerolls and whatnot.
Yeah, right.
And you guys also, of course, have your angel and demon abilities. I added in one for you, Michael.
Yep.
So you only roll the ether for angel and the void for demon. So in your case, if you ever wanted to use any of your angel connected powers, in this case, your one is the honorable one, Metadil. You actually roll 9d6 to activate either their power of inner outer workings, which basically lets you work on either stuff just outside of yourself or inside of yourself in any way you kind of want to think. There's literally a thing that lets you rip out the fears from its roots. So whatever it could be, if someone else is scared or frozen in fear, you can just tear it out of them and be
Yeah,
like,
right.
nope, it's gone. You can
That's
deliver
awesome.
you can deliver prisoners fitting with the keeper thing, so you can
Mhm.
once you get a prisoner, you'll be able to use this angel power to literally teleport them right into
Yeah,
their confines in purgatory. So that's
right.
why they're
That's
sending us.
fantastic.
That's that's the reason they have you there, is
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you are going to be the one that's going to
I
be
get
literally like
demons and
pew
send
pew
them
pew
where
pew
they're
pew.
meant to go.
Yeah, it's like Steven Universe when they bubble the monsters or whatever, and they're like bubble, they send
Yeah,
them back to their home or whatever it is. Yeah.
yeah, right.
So you'll be able to
Cool.
do
Well,
that.
all right. I'm gonna go all in then on the Earth and roll 6.
Good luck.
Yeah. Oh
Oh
no.
no! You need to use your spirit. It,
Yeah, I'm gonna use a spirit there and re-roll that.
oh, even if one of those ones stays, you guys are in for a bad time.
Yup.
The nice thing is that, okay, well, no successes, but no ones.
But no fails.
Yes. So the question for you is, do you want to use another spirit to try to reroll that, or do you want to make a noise? If you fail, essentially your magic sand goes awry, and instead of making sand, you just kind of start like you basically make mud hail. It just would start pelting and hitting the boxes, making reverberating sounds, and they'd be like,
Oh
"What's
my.
that?" And you'd be like,
Oh no.
Isabel has a another option.
"Uh-huh."
She would like to cause a distraction by setting fire to something that's going to
Yeah,
deter attention from everybody.
that's a smart plan.
Maybe the set fire to the box that's on the forklift that's there.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yes.
The one that's right in
Okay.
front of the big
Yeah.
guy.
So I'm gonna let it fail, and Reinhardt just looks over at Mary and Harper.
Who
Your
and
influence
ha,
is disturbing.
have you seen
I'm disturbing. Really.
have the three of you?
Wait, is Reinhardt
Yeah,
trying to say that Mary is too much of a distraction for him
And
to do
me.
anything?
yeah, and Harper.
Wow.
Yeah, because
That's
they're
why I
so
said
demony.
disturbing mud hail. That's all I gotta say, bud.
Amazing.
It's just like tunk 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 tunk, and
Yeah.
one
And
hits on
picture
the top and
as he
rolls off.
says it's disturbing. Harper gets mud hail in her hair. It's like,
Oh no! I wish I could throw gifts on here for the Nishijo one where the girl gets the piece of salmon that falls onto her head. It would be like that, just I can't be any worse. Thunk. Ah. Yeah.
So if Isabel wanted to try and set fire to something, I'm guessing it would be would it be harm or shape?
I would say. That's a
It's
very good
technically the same
question.
role. Either one for her, it's really the same role.
Let's see. How about and cover would be too as well. So I would say shape. It's this all the
Okay,
same, but we'll go with shape just because it's
cool.
a bit more. I'd say
So
like that.
she's gonna use 3 points of fire.
Okay.
So she's gonna roll 5.
Alrighty.
Come on.
Oh no! Another one! Holy crap!
I am using a Benny because I don't want the big bad to come.
Smart. All right, let's see a reroll then, please and thank you. Another one. Oh
Is
my
there
god.
anybody in chat that has enough points that wants to allow me either a reroll or an automatic success?
I have that one success that's supposed to help the plan.
You do. You want to spend
Can
that
we just
now?
use that?
Yes.
Please?
You sure can. We'll return that one into a success. If you'd like, we can make it so the first one could have been that. It's up to you guys. I'm not that
Yeah,
mean.
So I can save my Benny?
Yeah, I'm gonna send it back to you.
Yeah,
I'll send it
yeah.
back to
Does
you.
that mean I can get my reroll back?
Boop.
Or I made too many. How many fails did I make when I failed? I made 2 fails there, so we won't do that one. But also, I'll have re-rolled, but we'll turn the second roll into a success.
Yeah,
It-
yeah. That success
Yep.
is gone. We have a dust storm, not mud hail now.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So essentially,
Right,
you
right,
have.
how
Because
does
it is
this
earth
fucking
magic.
snotty
Harper's
about-
is about to happen, and
So we're
it makes it
wait, am I setting fire to the thing? Okay, we're setting fire to
No.
the thing.
Yeah,
Cool.
it is on
Oh,
the
wait, you are
fire.
setting fire to the thing? Oh, okay, that's what we're doing.
That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yep.
Fire's happening. Yeah, as that's happening, I'm gonna just usher everybody in because, like I said, I've got to be the last one in.
Yeah. Very true. And
Get in.
yes, they're all. I love it. There we go. You guys all.
All right, and
You guys
then what
all
I'm gonna
make your
do
way in.
is just kind of put my hand against the door so I can have some kind of vine come out and manipulate the lock to relock it. That's what I'm gonna
Ooh.
attempt to do.
Good luck.
Thankfully, I have massive freaking dice pools.
Yes, you do.
Also, dice. What the heck today?
It-
Seriously.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yay!
Ooh.
Hallelujah.
Door.
Yay. Victory. That was two sixes. I love to see it. There we go. I just got two.
This is what happens when you let demons in your midst.
Not.
One of those who has to deal with demons just saved your ass. I also unlocked the container. Don't start with me.
Reinhardt is just mumbling to himself at this point.
Pretty
He's just,
much.
Harper's just
How do you get
Reinhardt's
anything?
getting that.
How do you
kidding
get
me look?
anything done like this?
Yeah, I don't like you.
Is
okay?
Isabel Isabel just like gives him a look and is like, remember, everybody goes back to the God King, regardless of who they are.
Ooh. Damn. Very true. Accurate.
And the God King watches all.
Trying to move this over. I lost the dice roller, so I'm just getting it back. Sorry, folks. Just got a
Away.
giant
Okay.
one.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Biggest dice roller ever.
The dice
Oh,
roller's
my.
ashamed of itself, so it hid.
Yeah,
Now it's not
exactly.
behaving.
It's like, oh, you don't like me? Okay, I don't like you either, I guess. There we go. Now it's in between. Wonderful. That's perfect.
Excellent.
Okay, so you guys are safely put in to the container, and it's all locked up. Thankfully, Harper's Earth Magic saves the day once again, and you guys essentially start to, after the main thing you're doing is basically just trying to keep Mary from being like bored.
Yeah.
Because she will make noise otherwise, of course, and that's not good.
Bag, find tablet,
I
tablet
would
with games.
I would like I would like Isabel to have thought ahead and decide to introduce Mary to
Candy
lollipops.
Crush. Oh,
Ooh.
much better.
Introduce
Okay,
to lollipops and Candy Crush together.
Mmm.
there you
Good.
go.
A
Perfect combo.
candy copia.
She'll be hyper later, but we'll deal with that. That's future
Yeah.
us's problem.
Oh, 100 points off. Uh-oh. Nick has 100 points. If he gets that, he might spend the point and just trigger the event. We'll see. But
Turns out we actually locked ourselves into a shipping container with a horde of demons.
that in my Wild West game, that basically happened. They were traveling. His name was Katoni Asta, and his family makes pasta sauce. So his name's Asta. And it's Asta sauce, and they're the only place that sells pasta sauce. Anyone else, they run out of business. So his whole deal is, um, his whole deal is,
Pasta.
traveling the world and trying to sell the pasta sauce because it has weird like this. My game, like some of my games, go off the rails, and it's so fun. But essentially, this traveling sauce salesman was traveling through the wasteland of Wild Wests in like 1800, except it's also fantasy, so there were monsters. So while traveling, he comes across a castle, just a tower. And he goes inside of it, and he just sees 6 people sitting around in a circle, just like humming. And then he enters the room. It's also midnight. They all turn at him. Their eyes are pitch black, and they start chasing him. He
Nah.
books it, and they eat his horse because he runs away. Because he couldn't get to his horse in time, so he just jumped into a boat, and swam to went to the other side. Like, I love running tabletop games, especially when you can just go full improv, because some stuff gets
That is
wild.
amazing.
That's what happens on my my Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday games when I don't. Well, that's just what I do. That's how they go.
That's amazing.
It's quite fun. But with this one here, Nick was saying that he's one off from helping with getting the one that. Okay, no worries. Save it for later. I'm sure they'll need it. For um, so you guys get in the container. After a while, you can hear the big guy come on over. You can hear that he's helping attach the crane cables down to it, and you guys feel yourself get lifted up, and you get taken over to the ship, and we'll say that you guys end up being put into a container that is of similar make and shape, and you guys can be over.
Yeah, I was gonna say once we got into the container and I was sure we were locked back in, I would have sat down so that as the container started moving, there was less likelihood of falling over and making more noise.
Definitely.
Reinhardt's just because
Oh,
he's
yeah.
just kind of like got his arms like just like kind of bracing to hold himself kind of in place.
And you guys are able to and one thing that let's see, I'm trying to figure out what role I'd want this to be.
Oh no.
You know what, give me a sense check, everybody. See if you get a
That's
feeling.
based on Earth.
It is based
Yes!
on Earth. I like having sense is supposed to be the common sense role in this system. But I also like to use it for a little bit of a catch-all thing for like, oh, do you notice something going on that like you can't see at all? Like, do you get the heebie-jeebies? Essentially, is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Reinhardt does not get the heebie-jeebies, and if he's not careful, he's about to summon the big bad.
Uh-oh,
We're about to get
SpaghettiOs.
the heebie-jeebies.
Ooh, ooh. All right. So yeah, does anybody I mean, did you get that 100 yet, Nick? You could spend it. Or Raptor, you could spend one of your spirits if you'd like to re-roll that
Got one
one
left.
there. Or you'll find out what the heebie-jeebie is.
Yeah. All right. Let's re-roll.
Ugh.
Oh,
Hey.
yes, 2 successes. Okay.
I saw the one first. I was like, no.
So Isabel and Reinhardt, you were able to essentially like you sent basically that you pick up a presence on the ship when you guys finally get on there and everything's settled, and you already pick up the presence of the the pawns, the red pawns, the red scions, and the red knights that are all here. This one being a red pawn, this one being the scion, and this one being the red knight. You pick once you kind of in your mind's eye essentially pick up the senses around you that okay, this is where everyone is and it's fine. You then start to basically you get like an awful feeling in the pit of your gut as you pick up this other sense, and there is a new demon type, the red samurai, that seem
No.
and you can tell it's sleeping. Or at least it's like contained in some capacity. Perhaps it's in a box of ceiling, perhaps it's like literally chained, or it's literally just asleep. But you can tell that out of the creatures that you faced, aside from, the actual power, like named demons and like, the mother getting possessed and that sort of nonsense that occurred, this thing is, on par with their strength level, except that yeah, that's, yeah.
Okay.
So not too great. You don't know if this is something that the demons are transporting to and from for any particular reason, or if it's literally simply for a protective purpose to protect whatever is on this ship. One or the other, you hopefully will not find out. But essentially, you are able to notice its presence more when it wakes up, and when it wakes up, which you kind of what you pick up on is you kind of felt it stirring, and it wakes up, and you can tell that it's, I'd say, Reinhardt, since you have the 2 successes, you're the one that you pick up on this, and that it is building up some sort of magical field that's going to do like that's clearly used to do a scan, and like you yourself have seen magic on like being done like it before, so you can like, kind of feel it literally in the air, like the way the hair stands up on the back of your neck sort of deal, and like, you're like essentially that all of you have to, in some way or form, be protected in some sort of magical shielding that's going to stop you from getting detected from the scanning. That's now like
Yeah.
is currently happening, which means one of you will have to do magic. You guys can also, if you so choose to and trust each other enough, you can choose to do spells together and pool your elemental pools together. Only one of you will get to use your skill, as there still kind of tends to have to be like an initiating main caster of these controlled combo nonsense. But if the 3 of you want to, you totally can. I would say that this, of course, would have to be using the cover skill, or if someone has Guardian, they can use their
Yeah.
withstand. So
There are 2 of us who have Guardian.
yes, and the
Yeah.
withstand
I have 7.
Reinhardt is at 7, so they'll probably be
Oh, right.
the initiating
Yeah.
caster. As basically like you probably like your armor like turns on, and you have this big shield, and you just kind of like put it down, and it starts to like make a kind of protective shielding. Hopefully, it holds. we'll find out as we know that right now you have your Earth 6 and your 7 withstand, so you don't have to use all of your Earth magic. But clearly, more the better. But also, you have 2 other people with you if they wish to assist. And I would say you can use any of the elements to assist them with this. So if you for Harper and Isabel, if you so choose to, that is.
Yeah, I mean, I've got 7 for Earth, so
True.
I can throw in
Uh,
quite a bit there.
and I will happily boost with some air because I have bags of that to spare.
Excellent.
I love that my affinity is fire, but I have more air because I had to displace.
You got hurt pretty
I
bad.
did get hurt.
I was lucky when I got hurt pretty bad, and my
Yeah.
Earth went up to 7, but my fire is crap, so I'm slow.
Yeah, one neat thing that happens in the system that when you go to 0 in one of your elements, you get broken. But the really neat thing is that at the end of the game or in between sessions before the next game happens, you have to find out if that element that got broken is going to either be displaced or bolstered. If it's bolstered, you get to pull from one of the other 3 elements and take 1 point and put it into that broken element, basically showing your characters like progress in, kind of fixing where they got, and like doing their training and that sort of stuff. But if it's displaced, you have to take 1 point out of that broken element and put it in one of the other 3s, increasing those other ones, but reducing that other one, which is how we end up with really low fire sometimes. But it's really cool. I like how it's been turning out so far with it, that's for sure. And we haven't seen it happen too much. But it's really cool when it happens because it's kind of like, I don't want to say like it's like forced character development, but it helps. It helps.
It pushes character
It's
development.
Yeah, exactly.
it's also part of the like it adds
The
that
risk
element of
factor.
risk to,
Yeah.
to using all points in a skill. So you've got to work out if you're willing to potentially
Eat dirt.
break and rearrange how your elemental points are sitting.
So,
Yeah,
how
so-
many elemental points are Harper and Isabel going to be giving to Reinhardt, and how many earth elemental points are you going to be putting into Reinhardt's withstand check?
I'll throw in 6.
I will throw in 4.
I'll throw
Damn.
in 3.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, and I'll have it that Reinhardt does the roll if you're okay with that.
Yeah.
Now, if
That's-
needed, can we use our rerolls on this?
Yeah, and it just counts as, it's going to only count as one
Was that-
roll
Was
as
that
well.
20?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah, 4.
Yes, 6, 4, 3, and 7. If you're using all 7 of your earth.
Yeah. No. I'm 6 of my earth, but depends on what you're using.
My withstand, which is being pulled into cover by Guardian, is already at 7, like the skill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So that's
7
not-
and
Okay.
3. So
And you're throwing in
20.
3 points.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that'll put us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so 20.
Yep. 20 d6. We better get at least one
Roll
6
it.
in here.
Ones roll in.
Yeah, if we don't get at least one, I'm going to flip.
There we go.
Hey!
Yeah, that's literally 666 times 2. I love it. And so yeah, you guys, you're
This evil demon nature.
I'm guessing at this point we would all like huddle together.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and Reinhardt's just like, I sense evil in the air watching us.
and with that you kind of like
And then
have
I
your
look to the opposite
shield.
direction. It's not me this time.
yeah, what you see around Reinhardt is suddenly like, yeah, there's like kind of like a shimmer of energy, and when you look at him next, he is decked out in his very high tech yet kind of like ornate in a medieval sort of way suit of armor. So it's like just a full suit of high tech plate armor.
Magical boy transfer.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
it's
no.
it's so cool. I don't know if anyone's seen the anime where there's this magical girl anime, but when they transform, they turn into really buff men. And
No.
it's
That
quite
sounds
fabulous.
amazing.
Yeah, and like it's
It sounds amazing.
these two girls are in like they're like trying to be pop idols essentially, and they basically
Oh
get
my
the
God.
classic magical girl treatment where like something comes, there's like you take the power, and they take the power, and they're like, why am I a hot buff guy? It's like that's what happens. You gotta be strong, and they're like, oh okay,
Wow.
or something like that. But like
I
it's
was, I
they're
was going to say like
ripped.
the
Oh.
She-Ra transformation sequence, but with a lot less rainbows and a lot more metal.
Yeah, oh my god. Oh my. I finally watched, I think I was it this year? Yeah, this year I finally I sat down and finished Reach She-Ra. It was
Yeah,
a delight.
She-Ra is pretty fucking fantastic.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, so you guys are protected from the scanning.
Excellent.
The scan doesn't pick any of you up, and the way I kind of imagine it is that the shield goes down, kind of does a cool bubble, literally Reinhardt Overwatch, let's go, covers, protects you all, and then literally I like to think the shield kind of like magic barrier comes out of it and has like sigils on it and that sort of stuff. And then after the scan goes past you and you've all been like, not scanned, these sigils uh, kind of float to each surface of the inside of this container, kind of like on Supernatural, how they put up like the literal warding protection sort of deal. So that's now over this entire thing,
Nice.
where you guys won't get scanned, so you're protected in that sense, which is great. And um, once the night goes on uneventfully, and eventually the ship takes off, and you can tell that you guys are moving. Those who are not used to such travel probably are a little bit uneasy. Uh, those such people, I would probably. What would I have? Just roll your resolve. Basically, to not feel awful. If
Oh,
it
my resolve is awful. But I still succeed.
Hey! Oh
Damn it,
no!
why did I waste a good roll on that?
I will take care of it.
Success, that's okay.
Let's see that reroll. Hey,
Hey.
perfect. The question is, sorry, it's not even a question. I have to roll for Mary. So let me get her d6s up here, because she should have decent resolve. Resolve is built off of water and earth. Ooh, actually, she's probably not gonna have. Well, she's gonna have decent. She's got 66. One success, perfect, good. She does not get rid of all her Doritos.
And she's
Good,
just
good.
happily just sucking down on a lollipop,
Yep.
playing Candy Crush.
Oh, hardcore. I like to imagine that at some point y'all will get her a Game Boy Advanced or something like that.
At some point, I do have the spare battery for the battery backup for the
Oh
tablet.
yeah,
We're good.
that's very
We're
true.
good.
um, how are the three of you doing? Time wise, right now, we could either stop here, or we could take a break and for probably 10 minutes, and then come back and do the rest of the 50 minutes, and see how far we get. Whichever is good for you three.
Quick break?
I'm good.
Yeah,
Quick break.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
a
quick
quick
break
break.
sounds good.
perfect.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll do 10, 15-minute break there, and we'll be back shortly, folks. Enjoy the lovely break screen and the lovely Mary on said screen. Be right back. There we go. Perfecto. We are
Hopefully I'm not
back.
fighting too hard with my microphone.
No, sounds good.
Hex might have seen me there on the camera going nuts.
Oh. There we go. Should fit the dice roller. So where we last left off, everyone, we have snuck successfully into the container, avoid enemy demon detection, and the ship has now started to take off, making its way to the city of Colret, where whatever is being transported is being delivered there. So
Is there anything in this shipping container with us? I meant to ask that before.
Yeah.
I forgot.
in this one, you found a mostly empty one is what you were looking for, and it mainly it seems like it's like they even though they are clearly transporting some bad stuff, it seems like they're also just transporting regular goods as well, whether or not it's all above bar, you don't know, but there's like, fresh oranges and that sort of stuff stored, and like Mary's like, what's that?
Oh no.
She's like,
Quiet food.
Quiet food.
so I can eat it right now, she says. It's quiet food, so I can eat so she takes the orange, she just like
No,
bites the
nope.
whole orange. It like
You want to take the peel.
it
Okay,
just
fine.
splashes everywhere. She's just like, ah.
I want to peel. I like grab one and I peel it and I just start breaking off a piece like this.
And she's like, she then starts to like peel the one that she's already bitten into, and she finally peels it all off and then starts to snack on it. And she seems pretty pleased with it after being shown how to actually do it.
Yes, we've gotten her to eat good for her food.
And eventually, after much movement, the lot of you find yourselves, well,
I was about to say we took a nap and ended up in a museum.
It happens sometimes.
there we go. So
Yeah.
Must be Tuesday.
essentially, I'm gonna have it so it's over here. There we go. What's going on is that everything going over to Colvret, some of the stuff oranges, other stuff quite odd. And it seems like a mistake has happened. The oranges has ended up in the museum. Whatever was supposed to be in the museum is where the oranges are supposed to be. I imagine not going to be a very good situation. But
no.
there being a energy field that protects this thing, stopping anyone from seeing what's inside or really checking it out, they're just like, well, it must be fine then, and they just let it
Oh, no.
go.
It's
And
some poor greengrocer that's been lumped
like-
with cursed objects.
just like they open up their the crate expecting oranges, and there's just like a bunch of holy grails in there, and they're just like, what am I gonna do with this? And they're just like, I can't sell all these, no one's gonna buy holy grails, we already
I want citrus.
yeah, he's like,
You've
"Look,"
already got one.
and now it's gonna be canon that there's like there's gonna be a fruit stand that has been remade into a holy grail stand. It's just gonna be a bunch of holy grails. So instead of hitting a cabbage stand, you hit the holy grail stand, and it just launches grails everywhere. It's like that's gonna happen next game.
There's gonna be like an RPG shop, and they're like, "Well, bleeding grimoires are very cool, but this is not what I ordered."
Yes, exactly.
And again, the neighborhood has scurvy now. Great.
Exactly. It's
Yo.
a bad time.
But they have holy grails that will cure them.
Yeah, they're fine. Everyone that's exactly.
Who needs oranges when you've got holy grails?
We'll We'll just magic the scurvy away.
Yeah, that's what King Arthur did, right? That's
Oh
what.
God.
Okay. So essentially, after things have quieted down, uh, around this container, you guys finally take the initiative. Well, actually, I should say it's finally quiet. You don't exactly know where you are, to be honest, until you open up the crate. But it sounds like no one's around you. So the question is, uh, always Nick, I will always take a history lesson from Nicolas Cage, Perry. But yeah, with there being no noises, your transportation having stopped, what do you guys do? Mary starts to definitely get a bit anxious, that's for sure, in the sense of she's like, I need Doritos.
We could unlock this, or, and I look at Reinhardt, probably just, muscle it open. Doesn't sound like there's anybody here. I mean, either
Yeah,
way.
Reinhardt in his fully armored majesty just gives the doors a push.
Oh, I like it. Let's see. No, what? Yeah, you do. You're strong as heck. So know what? You just open that thing up like it's easy peasy time. Yeah, as you say, you just push and the door just pops open. And Reinhardt, when do you step out yourself first, or do you like let others
Yeah.
go forward? Do you
No,
go first? I would
Reinhardt
assume.
steps out,
Yeah, you
and I
step out.
realize in the armor he probably makes a bit of a statement doing that.
A little. Luckily enough, the armor, like if you know that one of the things you like the most about the modern world, you a crusader from long ago, is that the armor doesn't squeak anymore.
WD for you.
It
It's
just
Mhm.
it's like you have metal armor like plating, but underneath the plating is like a very well fitted suit that like fits everywhere
Yeah.
perfectly, and it's just there's no. If this was D&D, you would not have a disadvantage to stealth roll. Let's just say that. Um,
Amazing.
that sort of stuff, and yeah, you love it. Like your character
Yeah,
Reinhardt is.
everything just feels perfectly fitted. There's no clanking anymore.
Yeah, it's just like it's the one thing you like the most. The real question is, what's the one thing you hate the most about the modern world? Would be the question for
Oh,
Reinhardt.
I'm gonna have to think on that one.
And while thinking on that, you come out and you realize you are in a place that holds history that you're from. There are some relics of the Crusade left here, but at the same time, you see there are things like a full-on dinosaur with the correct head, not the wrong one. That sometimes happens.
I do believe they just recently classified the brontosaur as an actually separate species.
Yep,
For
they should.
real again.
Yeah, I saw that. I have Audrey doesn't was the one of our friends worked at
Yeah.
one of the yeah,
The Peabody Museum,
yeah.
which will be reopening next year. It's still closed.
Finally, holy, it's been a
Well,
while.
they were going to close anyways, but
Yes,
a couple of years of
renovations.
remodeling had nothing to do with COVID. It
I
just
remember
kind of
that.
worked
Yeah,
out.
yeah. They were like, oh wow, we lucked out.
Like, oh, we were going to be closed anyways. Whatever.
Yeah. um. So yeah,
Yeah.
you
Two of
you
the passions in
literally.
my life
Yeah.
are dinosaurs and lasers. So
Ooh. Well, you if you ever get to play in a game with our boy Jake Henry, you'll have a fun time. That's for
Dinosaurs
sure.
often happen.
Yeah,
It's great.
it's wonderful. Especially in the Wild West game that I'm doing. There's definitely going to be
Oh,
dinosaurs in that
yes.
because why not have Wild West and dinosaurs together?
I see nothing wrong with this.
hmm
See, I wasn't gonna commit, but now I'm thinking, oh, so you're telling me I could play a Dino Riders RPG?
Yes, you could be riding a you literally could ride a dinosaur. Ooh. Thank you for the follow. Spirit Moonu, what's up? Thank you. And but yes, but the nice thing about the Wild West game is it's a game that I'm making it be completely drop in, drop out as freely as anybody wants to play it. So if someone can't make a game, there's never an issue. It's just like if you're there, cool, hang out. If you're not, then it's fine. Your character is doing something else, or the people who are playing will start a new adventure because the world is completely empty until you explore it, and I've developed it so well, and I'm pretty
really
pleased
cool.
with it.
That's really
But yeah. So I would like Reinhardt, as they have come through this here, as they gander through this museum. I would like them to do a discovery check, please.
So that is 5d6.
And Harper and Isabel and Mary would eventually, they'd come out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Another follow. What's up? Who's that? Aiden. Thanks for the follow. And we got a bunch. Ooh, one success. Perfecto. So you notice a Crusader relic that's here, and you notice a holy spear that is on display. This, of course, being Colret, this place is where you're mainly stationed, and that sort of thing. So, like, I'd say that your character most likely handled the transportation of this divine relic to this location. You probably don't agree with it being here, just because it should be where it's from, and that's technically like not on Earth. You're like, it should be up there where it's from. But you're like, this is, you're like, it was apparently was a peace offering between the heavens and earth sort of deal, sort of situation. You're like, okay. Yeah. But so that's there. I forget what it might be called, but I know there's a divine spears are things that happen quite often in things, so it's one of those. Hopefully it's not the spear that they use in Fate Stay Night, because those ones are powerful. But when you kind of take a gander through another follow, wow, I'm happy with that. Violet, ooh, Violet with
everybody.
welcome. Thanks for hanging out.
I bet your ugly cat is still ultra cute.
Yes, all cats are so adorable. I love cats so much. I for those who are cat lovers, actually, come August, will most likely be cats back on my stream again, because I'll be in a household that has 2 cats and a dog. The dog probably won't show up that much. Well, they might. Ooh, another one. Chelsea Beck. Why that name sounds familiar for some reason. But hello.
And lovely Ellie.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So many people. Ellie is Ellie is poggers. That's good. Thank you. Okay. So let's see. How much we got left right now? We got about 30 minutes left of this session. So I am just gonna put a little quiety thing on that, as they're all, and there's the awesome. Oh, I love the song so much though. But okay, so since there's 30 minutes left, I am going to put a pause on the audio cues, but just so you know, anytime it pops up, I am, my heart swells
He
with
sees it.
happiness so much, and I want to be dancing to the Uiharu dance, very much so. But Reinhardt, Isabel, and Harper, would currently be seeing Mary, who wants to clearly touch everything with her now citrus-filled and Dorito dust-filled hands,
Nope.
but you all
And
keep her.
lollipop sticky hands.
Oh
Oh
my
god,
gosh,
no.
yes.
Oh
The
no.
worst situation
We
that could
really need to
occur.
start keeping like wet wipes on us.
Yeah.
I have wet wipes. I'm trying to wipe her down, but she just keeps dodging me
She's
because
like, no.
I
It's
blessed my my
So
wipes, so
it's
they
like
sting her.
having a toddler. We have
Yes.
a toddler.
Yeah.
Oh my
And here's the thing,
Why do
gosh.
I
hey,
keep getting children in games?
Reinhardt
I hate this.
definitely notices this.
Oh yeah, 100%. And
Hands to yourself, creature. This is a hallowed place.
she's like, clearly not. I'm here. If it was hallowed, I wouldn't even be able to set foot. So that's a load of malarkey.
It's a museum, but and I point to one of the myriad of signs that say "Don't touch."
She's like,
You don't
okay,
touch things here.
I won't touch them. She says, and she puts her hands in her pockets. The jacket she has on is like a biker's jacket that she stole from somebody, and it has never been returned. It is just hers now. She's a part of a gang called Hell's Riders, and they are
I feel bad.
it's so nice.
He had a cool jacket.
Yeah, and now she has a
His
cool
mom made
jacket.
his hat.
It did, yes, and they took the hat too. That's true. Everything Mary owns right now, except for her like dress, is like taken from somebody. She Terminator
person.
one.
One person.
Yes, a singular.
Poor dude.
Yeah,
He's
poor.
so sad.
He is very sad, but that's that's how it rolls.
I still love that this like tiny teenager
Yeah.
managed to mug
Oh, hardcore.
and strip a biker in an alley.
Oh yeah, like cold clocked, like cold cuts, special hour. She just took everything from him. It was great. 5-finger discount is what she said. um. So. Actually, let's see. The lot of you would end up hearing some movement. So I will ask for some stealthiness to occur if you would like to do such a thing.
Sure.
Pleasant, thank you.
That would be great.
Yeah.
So what
Time
is-
to get
what is that
snooky
roll
snooky.
going to be?
It's going to be a conceal check. Unless you want to use
Oh.
magic, then you can use conceal with
that's
any
a
element.
problem.
Ooh.
That's
Oh,
an issue.
I
Uh-oh.
have no points in conceal.
You guys
Neither
are.
do I.
Neither
I'm
do
4 in
I.
water though, so this should help.
If
I am fast but not stealthy.
I have my 6 in earth. I can try the dots trick again, but I don't know if that's worth doing.
if you would like, the thing that I want to do with this system is make it so that there's more than one way to do a thing. So there's more than one way than just being stealthy or sneaky to stay hidden. I'm totally fine with Isabel using the move skill, as you could like. I mean, you
Just
could
like dart around so fast nobody can see her.
yeah, or literally just do a good old Jackie Chan and like get yourself up into a corner of a wall sort of deal. Whatever you want to do. And as for Reinhardt, I would love Reinhardt to give me a straight just withstand with Earth. And you would just be standing still as a suit of armor.
So I wonder what exactly is the manipulate skill supposed to be for?
Manipulate is like conversation, intimidation, making someone do something you want them to do. It can magic wise, it can do literally like essentially mind control, that kind of stuff.
You know
Okay,
what?
let me see my surroundings here. What can I use?
Right. So I can just
Shade
use
of
fire and
for
move to try
use.
and like do something acrobatic.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Excellent.
Yeah, Reinhardt's gonna find a good spot to look like he's like
A statue?
like statue.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
I think what I'm gonna attempt to do is like hide in this little corner and then use shape to make it look like the table is longer.
Ooh, I like that. Yes.
Siggy, you've got it straight away.
Ooh. Ooh.
Namely
Hell
because
yeah.
my shape is nuts.
Who is totally not a lycanthrope?
One.
Oh my. I
Great
love it.
success.
Oh,
I
good.
got a success. That's
Whew.
all I care about.
Yes. No ones. You guys are literally
Let's see how
one.
Reinhardt
Oh
goes.
my. I can't believe you're still just 1 point away from like sure destruction.
Yes! There's a 6 in there!
Good
There's a 6
job.
in
Six in
there!
there, but oh my god, that didn't
But-
go well.
Wow.
It
No.
went fine because all of those ones are now
Are negated.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
By that one
That one
six.
success saved your butt.
Six
And I
six
love how it's the
ones, but
last
one
one.
6.
Oh my. That's something special right there.
Yeah.
And so once you have all hidden in your respective ways,
What is Mary doing?
Mary has found themselves in like there's like
I mean, she's tiny enough she could hide behind me, but
There-
I've got the thing in front of me.
there's like the Ark of the Covenant essentially, like one of those sorts of things where there's like basically a very nice like box essentially,
We're talking
yeah, she just kind of like crawls into it is what happens. She
We're-
just lifts it up and
Oh,
like
no.
whoop, and goes into it, and she's just hanging out, and you hear
Probably a replica.
Reinhardt-
I
it's
want
fine.
to see the
sees
look on
this,
Reinhardt's face when he sees
and-
this.
inside. I mean, he's in this giant full plate
yeah,
helmet,
uh-huh.
but the hatred in his eyes right now.
It's pretty good. And, oh, I like cause the thing is, well, like I like to imagine that if Reinhardt failed their withstand check, then that's like they would have like definitely did something if they didn't get that
Yeah.
6. Like clearly, like they would have yeeted Mary out the window, like hardcore. Just like GG. No more fire magic. I don't care anymore, is what they would say. So you guys are like all hidden, and you would see patrolling this museum. There is the Red Samurai and 2 guards, the Red Pawns, as they start. Well, they start checking out the place. It seems when you take a closer look, though, it looks like the Red Pawns are kind of like um it's almost like they're transporting them. You can see that the Red Samurai is clearly awake and active, but they are still chained up, like their arms are chained, and the Red Pawns are kind of like moving them to seems like a new location, perhaps. Yeah, so you guys are staying perfectly still. They don't notice you at all. You can tell the Red Samurai is not doing any of their like scanning or anything like that, so you're safe there. And
Yeah, if Reinhardt wasn't again wearing the fully enclosed helmet, his eyes would totally be doing the Scooby-Doo thing, watching them.
yes. So yeah, my question to you three, are you able to stay still long enough for them to leave? Is my question, or would you try to do anything?
I would be staying perfectly still.
That's
I mean, Reinhardt's natural impulse is to go send these creatures back where they belong. They're
always.
upsetting the balance.
Give me a sense check for good old Reinhardt there. Considering I like to think that since you're a keeper, this high spirit of balance there, you you're probably able to tell the active
no.
balance or not.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No!
So, okay.
Do I use my last reroll?
That's the question, do you? If you don't, things
It
get
is advised.
you
Highly,
don't have
highly
to though.
Have you seen what happens when the chaos counter?
No.
Well, there was this one really big demon that I thankfully was able to banish because, oh boy!
Oh yeah, that was great.
I would highly
All right,
recommend.
we'll use
re-rolling.
up the last re-roll then.
Good luck.
So hopefully I won't need it.
Hopefully he
Oh,
doesn't give
fine.
you another one.
There's two
Ooh.
successes. We're good.
I saw
It's
those.
fine.
I saw those two,
Oh,
like
wait,
3
there's two.
ones. But
I
you're
saw the
safe.
ones. I was like, yeah, but then
You're
I saw the twos,
safe.
and I was like, okay, we're okay. We're okay.
So yeah, basically
Wrong.
you're literally sensing what the balance is to basically decide if you're going to send these 3 demons.
Yeah.
And when you check the balance, uh, it's it's fine. It's balanced, even with these 3 and this other demon and this partially possessed human demon. There's a balance. It's still perfect, and you're like, don't know why, but you're like, it's fine, so that's good.
Mm,
I don't need to do anything, which lets you calm down.
yeah.
Um, um, and with that, they eventually leave this area, um, and after after a while, you are all able to, you travel through the museum, and it becomes day, and you exit the museum. Like, it's been that no one else is around. You basically start to leave just as this place is becoming open for business, essentially, and Reinhardt is essentially like welcomes you to Colbert as you are now in the city.
I was gonna say, at the museum, were
Mhm.
there any signs or anything for any kind of like event that's happening here that they would have been targeting at some point, like a gala or something that's happening soon? Because I figured
Y-
there'd be signs everywhere.
for the Holy Grail exhibit, yes. They're gonna find a bunch of oranges, and it's gonna be hard.
It's fine. It's fine. They're sacred oranges now. It's okay.
And
Secret origin.
you just hear when you're like out on the sidewalk looking at this. It's about as equally as bustling, if not busier, than the city that you're used to. You, as the episode comes to a close, you hear the disgruntled shouting of a fruit cart owner yelling, "What am I gonna do with all these holy grails?" And he's just like,
Oh dear.
you're like, what was that? Amira's like, they have holy grails here? She's like, I want
That
one.
guy does.
And we will end our episode there of Law and Honor, which works out perfectly as since this is where Reinhardt's character is from. It makes sense that we can now use Reinhardt as this lovely NPC to help show around the town. As I'm pretty sure the next session we probably won't. I don't think we will have X still, and we probably won't have Raptor. So I'll either find another person as a guest, or we won't have a guest for that one, which will work fine as we'll just put the dice roller in that spot for that time being, essentially. So it's
Yeah.
gonna be no
Our
biggie.
special guest is our terrible rolls.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Maybe the
Oh
special
boy.
guest will be good rolls.
Maybe.
Dun
That would be a
dun.
special guest.
Well, this was lovely to
This was
run as
fantastic.
always. It's a wild system that you get to do pretty much whatever you want with your magics and stuff. And I think next week I should be having where I run the system, but on a different channel, or it'll be on this channel, but we'll find out. It's been moved around a bunch. It was supposed to be like the 4th of June originally, and now I think it's moved to next week, and I'm like, okay. I've made the system easy enough so I can run it with almost zero prep, so I'm fine. um, but other than that, hopefully we'll play some more Biomutant. There's this Viking game that I've recently been checking out, and I started to play a little bit of it, and it's called End of Gods, I think, or End the Gods, and it's like a cyberpunk
Ooh.
Viking horror game, and is
What?
terrifying, and I love it
That sounds
so
amazing.
much.
That
It's
sounds incredible.
Sounds amazing, and
it.
based on other characters I know you play, it's very you.
Oh my! It's called Absolov, End of Gods.
Yep, this is a very you game.
Yeah, it's oh my god, it's so good. I got it for my birthday, and I played it last night when at like 3 a.m. because I was still up, and I was like, this is the perfect time to play this game. There's no better time than 3 a.m. So hopefully I'll be doing that on stream sometime if I can work up the guts to do it and show me actually getting scared. Because most of the games I have that I've done that are spooky, like Phasmophobia and stuff in the past, haven't been like, oh, I'm spooked. But Hex or Raptor do you have anything interesting going on for the upcoming week that you would like to plug before we bounce?
Not in the coming week, just my general slow progress on my all my geeky RPG things.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see that like come out though, a Quake RPG stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, for those who might be interested in that, so I'm big into Merkborg, the rules light grim RPG. And I'm working on an expansion called Quakeborg, the completely unlicensed shooter-themed expansion that I'm working on. So go check out raptorshadow.itch.io. Yeah, raptorshadow.itch.io. I can't remember how that works anymore. But check out my itch page.
I should be able to plug
and
it.
there's a link to a preview of that, and I'm getting that together.
I'll plug the link if you're okay with it.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I should be able to. Let me just
Plugs.
scroll up. Yeah, boy. There it is. Copy link. Let's see. It should let me since it's my
Yeah,
channel.
you should be able to copy your own link.
Blam!
Yeah,
there you
that's the
go. Plugged.
And
you Hex?
in about 8.5, 9 hours or so, we'll be streaming on my channel. And after hitting my goal for my Starlight Children's Foundation fundraiser, I will be playing some spoopy Phasmophobia. So if you would like to see me and cry, come along for that.
Oh my gosh.
At this point in time, I need people to play with as well because I don't want to play alone.
Will it be 8 hours? In 8 hours from now?
The stream will be starting about 8.5, 9 hours from now.
I can do 9 hours from now. I'll do it. I'll get up and play with you. I'll do it. I don't give a shit. I'll get up early.
Yes. Come and watch us make fools of ourselves.
Hell yeah.
A copy of Phasmophobia and join in because
I'll install it.
I think I've got any other plans for the day.
Hell yeah. It's a good old spoopy game. Oh, nice. And it's still only like $16, so that's good.
Yeah,
but
it's
yes.
reasonably priced.
Absolov apparently is $7.29 Australian on GOG right now.
Oh right. There's when I think that means I wouldn't be able to gift anything, which is good because I gift too many games to people. Sometimes, at least I did before.
You were gift happy.
I gift a lot before I started streaming, and now that I'm streaming, I'm like I've used so much money gifting. I need to not gift, but this is the time to gift. But I'm gonna start doing some more gift subs, and I need to figure out how to do.
Highly recommend signing. Highly recommend signing yourself up to the monthly Humble Bundle. You get a whole bunch of games, and they are excellent for doing giveaways on stream.
Oh, that's a very good. I didn't think about that. That's a good idea.
You get so many games every month.
That's
and
true.
I only have so much time to be able to play.
The thing for
that's
me
where all my giveaways come from.
That's and I think I do have a fair amount of keys on Humble Bundle that are games like I either already have or just were like I don't have the time to play this. So that's aches well. folks, thanks. Say thanks to Hex, as I'll probably start doing that soon and sending some games some people's ways and to come and hang out and watch me do things like run a crazy Wild West random generation game, or this Law and Honor, or just play Biomutant and watch me play as an adorable little raccoon that knows kung fu. Because why not? That's literally
That is
my.
a
Oh,
compelling. That is a compelling setup.
it's great. It's
Yeah,
great.
you told me.
That's literally the game. You get to make your own little critter, and I basically made a little raccoon thing, and I named him Bitey. Until recently, I put a duck hat on his head, and now his name is Little Ducky.
That's so
Yeah,
cute.
it's adorable. I'm hoping that if I'm not, um, I'm hoping
Please rename
Tuesday.
him Captain Quackers.
Yes,
Yes.
I will do that.
Yes.
Captain Quackers is, and here's the thing, Captain Quackers also has a mech that has a duck hat on it as well, because you can get a
Yeah,
mech in this game as well.
He needs to
Yes,
be
Oh
a
my god.
and
captain if he has a Mac.
it's your favorite kind of mech,
Exactly.
actually, Mike. It's a very
Big stompy.
it's a big
battle
stompy.
jackpot.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yes.
great. He's like goosh 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 goosh. It's literally made out of like bits and pieces that you go through the wilderness, and you
Amazing.
you
That
collect
is so
parts.
amazing.
You collect parts so you can like customize it and build it the way you want. And you can do the same thing with. I think you can get a boat at some point. You can also just get straight animals in general if you befriend them. And there's apparently a mechanical hand you can ride on, but I haven't gotten to that part in the game yet. So there's so much. There's so much to do, and I
That
love it.
sounds- I'm
Check.
gonna have to check that out.
I will. Yes, hopefully Tuesday I will do it. Tuesday I'll probably do it Tuesday evening or something if it all works out. But we'll see. But as for this stream, I'm gonna go to bed. As
That's
for
a good
Well
plan.
earned.
as for Hex and Michael, you guys are gonna start the day, and Audrey, I assume you'll
Yeah,
also go to sleep at some point.
probably very soon. It is getting late here.
Mhm.
All right. Well, with that then, good night, everybody.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, everyone.
Yes. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And we'll be back with this in 2 weeks. And of course, just keep an eye on my Twitter and all that sort of fun stuff. And I always post nonsense there, especially the memes. And oh, I'm sorry, Sing. I guess my text to speech did not work. I'm sorry about that. I will instead hit you up before I will smash a. Do I have it? Here we go. I will give. Here we are. There. The anime girl oh ho ho laugh that I love so much. I will spend that for the good night, because you can't go to sleep unless you hear anime princesses laughing at you. That's what I always say. And with that, a true Nova Scotian good night. See ya. Oh my gosh.